Last week or a week before, we have started this series of molecules of silence. That means that there are molecules or genes that can be silenced with the help of meditation. This is the part 2 of meditation and epigenetics. This is our disclaimer. First of all, let us break our current breathing pattern, because when we break the breathing pattern, there are 175 neurons in our preboard C. That is a breathing control center in our brainstem. And that informs our brain's control center that something has been changed. And so we become ready to either react or to respond according to the new situation. And to break the breathing pattern, as you all know, take a few deep breaths slowly. Epigenetics is a study of how our behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way our genes work. Unlike genetic changes, epigenetic changes are reversible and do not change our DNA sequence, but they can change how our body reads a DNA sequence. Epigenetics means beyond genes or control over genes. Now, genes are mostly team players. They produce an observable trait or a measurable biological function. As we know that our body is made of cells, and cells have nucleus, and nucleus has DNA. Now, DNA is made of chemical building blocks called nucleotides, A, T, C, and G. DNA contains the instructions needed for an organism to develop, survive, and reproduce. And to carry out these functions, DNA sequences must be converted into messages that can be used to produce proteins. Now, these proteins are the complex molecules that do most of the work in our body. For example, if someone has blue eyes, the sequence ATC GTT might instruct for blue eyes, and ATC GCT might instruct for brown eyes. And each DNA sequence that contains instructions to make a protein is known as a gene. So a gene is a DNA sequence that contains instructions to make a protein. These genes only make up about 1% of the DNA sequence. Rest of the 99% are involved in regulating when, how, and how much of a protein is made. Making proteins is a two-step process. Enzymes read the information in a DNA molecule and transcribe or copy it into an intermediary molecule called messenger RNA. And then this information contained in the messenger RNA molecule is translated into the language of amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. So from DNA to messenger RNA, and from there protein is made from amino acids. There are 20 amino acids which are the building blocks of proteins. And this language tells the cells, protein-making machinery, the precise order in which to link the amino acids to produce a specific protein. So this is how protein is produced in our body. And that protein or those proteins are very important and vital chemicals in our body for our body to function properly. Now, who controls the activity of a gene? The answer is transcription factor. Transcription factor is a molecule. It determines whether the gene's DNA is transcribed into RNA. And using the gene's DNA as a template, enzyme RNA polymerase causes chemical reaction that makes RNA. Yes? Transcription factors control when, where, and how efficiently RNA polymerase function. For the normal development of an organism and for routine cellular functions and response to disease, transcription factors are vital. Transcription factors can activate or repress the transcription of a gene, which is generally a key determinant in whether the gene functions at a given time. Now, this was all science, and maybe some of us would not understand it properly, thoroughly, because of some scientific language. But in short, what happens? Our body is made of cells. Cells have nucleus. DNA is in nucleus. DNA contains genetic information and instructions for protein synthesis in sequences. Every sequence has instruction to create genes. Transcription factor transcribes the DNA instruction into messenger RNA. Then transcription factor translates it into the language of amino acids, and cells' protein making mechanism makes the precise protein. So this transcription factor, they are the key to control gene functions. The most researched transcription factors while researching mind-body interventions are associated with stress and inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of all diseases, and stress can cause you more than 100 medical conditions and illnesses. That's why when it comes to the mind-body interventions, the transcription factors which are associated with stress and inflammation are researched. When we are under stress, the key transcription factor called nuclear factor kappa B, NFKB, is produced. NFKB translates stress into inflammation. There was a study on women who had been diagnosed with early stage breast cancer from stage 0 to stage 3 before the age of 50 and had finished treatment from 3 months to 10 years ago. Scientists examined gene expression changes in the whole genome and measured proteins related to increased inflammation marker IL-6 and C-reactive protein. After mindful awareness practices, which they call MAP, what they have found? transcription factor NF-kB showed a significant decrease. So less inflation. A set of 19 pro-inflammatory genes was significantly downregulated. The mindfulness awareness practice changed the activity of 19 pro-inflammatory genes. Stress, fatigue, sleep disturbance, and hot flashes were reduced. Positive effect, pace, and meaning increased. Meaning means whatever we are doing, normally we seek for some purpose. In some people, when they are very depressed or when they are under anxiety or stress, they would think that what's the point? But after mindfulness awareness practice, they have found something to go on. Anti-inflammatory glucocorticoid receptor, GR, and interferon regulatory factors increased. Those who practice meditation more frequently had lower levels of inflammation marker IL-6. And this is very important. When we practice meditation, if we continue doing it regularly or for more frequency, the inflammation marker IL-6 goes down. Remember, all diseases are caused by the inflammation. Whether it's simple disease like cold or cancer, they are caused initially by the inflammation. Those who practice more frequently, they had lower levels of inflammation marker IL-6. And this study was done in 2014 under the controlled trial. So all the results and all the methods are properly recorded. Mindfulness, that is meditation, means focusing on a singular point, has impact on transcription factors that control gene functions. Meditation means to be in the present, in here and in now, focusing on a singular point. Meditation impacts transcription factors that controls gene functions and all other scientific benefits we have seen in our previous sessions. It modifies gene activities, balances menstruation cycle, balances stress hormone cortisol and the pH level. It increases vagus nerve tone, helps maintaining the length of telomeres that protects the DNA, results in non-judging awareness, positively affects brain's networks, enhances positivity during pregnancy, increases quality sleep. It creates alternate circulation pathways and new blood vessels, achieves 4-step breathing to live longer and healthier. It trains 175 neurons in prebord C. It teaches to respond and not to react. It controls the release of hormones. This is some of the scientific benefits of meditation. It is not a religious practice. It's all about seizing the moment. It's all about you. It's all about you to be in here and in now. Meditation has no past impressions, no future anxieties, just the present. Because we only live in the present. The past is gone, and the future only arrives as the present. We all have 1,440 minutes in a day. We have to spare only 10 minutes a day to tune with ourselves. And this is scientifically proven. By meditating only for 10 minutes a day for 8 weeks, it biologically changes our gray matter in our brain. We can do it anywhere and anytime. Now let us start the practice of meditation. We all know what to do. Sit or lie in a comfortable position. Close your eyes, interlock your fingers. Focus your mind at your nostrils when you breathe in and breathe out. Do not roll your eyeballs towards nostrils. Keep observing your breath going in and coming out at nostrils. If your mind wanders somewhere, bring it back to your nostrils to observe your breaths. Do not try to breathe deep. Breathe naturally. Your breathing will automatically slow down. And keep observing your breaths.
Yes, you've noticed, haven't you? Everything seems to be going up. Governments have printed
Mm-hmm.
Slowly come out from your meditation. Today's topic for the wisdom sharing is courage to kill your own creation. People who are from India and who are familiar with the Indian traditions, they would know about these two festivals. In Maharashtra, Lokmanya Tilak, who was one of the freedom fighters, he started these celebrations or the festival for 10 days around in the month of September. The Lord Ganesh festival. What devotees do, they call these skillful artists from the West Bengal, and with the creating the scaffolding of the idol with the bamboo strips and with the paper pulp, and then using the plaster of Paris or some kind of eco-friendly soil nowadays. And they make huge idols of Lord Ganesh. As we know that in Sanatan Dharma, 5 deities are worshipped: Vishnu, Shiva, Ganesh, Parvati or Durga, and the sun. And for 10 days, all the devotees in India, they decorate these idols and offer food. They also do the arti, which is circulating flames in front of the idols. They chant, they sing devotional songs. And thousands of people regularly for those 10 days attend the big tent where the idol is installed. This similar festival is in West Bengal, the Durga Puja, or the worshipping of goddess Durga, the consort of Lord Shiva. And that festival lasts for 9 days before Diwali. And same thing happens there. Devotees create huge idols and very beautiful idols actually of goddess Durga. After 9 days, or with the Ganesh after 10 days. What do devotees do? They carry the idols to the seashore or near the ocean or near the river or near the lake, pond, and immerse those idols, submerge those idols, sink those idols into water. The very idols they were worshipping for 9 days or 10 days, the very idols they were chanting and singing devotional songs in front of, and the very idols, even people actually just stand there and pray, and also ask for whatever they want to have. to grant us some boons. People put their 100% faith in front of those idols. But after 9 or 10 days, devotees themselves sink those idols into water. What is the hint behind this kind of festivals? In ancient times, during the time of Mahashivaratri or during the month of Shravan, that is about the 9th month of Indian calendar, in the morning, ladies would create Shivalinga in the morning from soil or from clay. And in the evening, they would sink those Parthiva. Parthiva means made of soil. Parthiva Shivalinga into lakes or rivers or in the water. They created same idols. And they actually, in reality, they destroy the same idols they were worshipping. The hint behind such festivals. We have a tendency to cling upon so many things. We create gods. We create messengers and gurus and guides and angels and incarnations and avatars and scriptures. And then we cling to them. If we cling to those things or those, even the divine things, the message is very clear. It is not the spirituality. We are very skillful to create so many things. We create hells and heavens. For example, in Islam or in Christianity, there is eternal fire in hell. Whatever one does in here on this earth, if that deed was bad or evil, then that person will be sent into the eternal fire of hell. Hindus are a bit creative. They have created 28 hells. And they also have numbers. They have 55,000 hells angels to punish us. We create heaven. In heaven, there are rivers flowing of nectar. Palaces are made of gold or silver or copper. Pillars are made of diamonds and pearls. And there is eternal youth. In Islam, they say there are beautiful virgin women for men. Hindus went one step forward. Because what about women? So in Indian heavens, there are beautiful women for men and handsome Gandharvas for women. These are all the creation of human beings. Whatever we cannot get it here on this earth, or whatever we desired, longing for, and still cannot get it, we create them somewhere after life, in the hell or in the heaven. All our creations are nothing but the tricks of our brain. Somebody would say, I have some vision. In 1930s in the UK, there were two ladies who claimed that they were seeing fairies. And people, first of all, did not believe them. But they kept saying that they were actually seeing fairies with the wings in the garden, near the tree, on the branch, in the room. There is a syndrome called Charles Bennett syndrome. It's an eye disease, and anyone has that particular Charles Bonnet syndrome, they see things which are not there. Mind, brain, mental conditions, physical conditions, they create so many things. But intelligent, wise, and healthy people create those things which are beyond our reach. And that's how all the hells and heavens are created. Gods are created. The symbolism is this: whatever we create, we must destroy it. We must forsake, give away all the principles, all dogmas, manners, ways, paths, guides, gurus, acharyas, swamis, angels, incarnations, gods. They are nothing but the creation of our mind. And unless and until we sink them, just like the idols of Lord Ganesh and Goddess Durga, to have that courage means that we are walking on the spiritual path. Thank you very much. If anyone wants to share their wisdom or experience, please do so. Thank you.
Wonderful explanation about the genetics in a simple language. In summary, you really explained very well. And, and also how the NFKB transcription factor, affects the inflammation and also those pro-inflammation genes with the meditation, how we can decrease the IL-6 factor and all those genes, inflammation, which causes inflammation. Very well explained, even in simple terms, even for a non-biologist, I think easily can understand. And also, finally, the way you explain, the example of the creating the Ganesha or the Shiva, and then dissolving into the water, that is right. Everybody has to come to that stage, arupa abhava, without any form. We should meditate. That is the right path. So all the eventually we had to give up. I think even the scriptures also says neti neti. So all those paths, they are the guide, all the guides and paths. We just hold on initially to go to our destination, but eventually we had to leave them. Wonderful, wonderful explanation. Very well, summarized and very well explained. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Rudula ji is being modest. She is saying that I haven't heard the talk on DNA in medical school. Yes.
Yes, Madhavi, please go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, sir, actually, for the wonderful session. And especially when you said the thousands of hell and the heavens created by mind, that's so beautiful, actually. This is something we create in our minds so much. Yeah, that's absolutely. And also about the genes, which makes us the hormones imbalance and also makes us stress level up. All this genetic, it was so deep. I never heard about this actually, and learned it today in your class slowly. And also the about the gods, how we pray and how we do the pujas and everything for those 11 days, and we create and also we destroy, or we that's also a beautiful journey what we do it to make ourselves happy, and to understand ourselves in that 11 days of celebrations. It's so beautiful. I like your classes so much. Thank you so much.
Madhviji, it is not my class. It's just actually sharing of our experiences. And we only have these classes from gurus and disciple, master and disciple. When we say somebody is someone's master, it means that the other person is a slave. And that's the very point of our spiritual path or spiritual journey, that all this is us or you or me. In Upanishad, they say Tattva Masi. When somebody went to Raman Maharshi and asked about the experience of realization, he simply said, just keep your mouth shut, in very polite language. So be silent, because there is no guru and there is no disciple, there is no guide and there is no follower, because they all are the images of dualism. And when there is a duality, there is ignorance, there is ego, and that's why we always say that Tattvamasi or Aham Brahmasmi, or all this is God. So, in fact, I do learn so many things from here. And thank you very much for joining the session. You mentioned about the creation. When I was little, I heard this story of an elephant baby. And that elephant baby actually, just when she grew up, and now that elephant was moving the big trunks of trees around. But in the night time, her master would tie her feet with a very thin rope and with the tree or with a pole. Somebody asked him that this elephant can actually move, and she was moving so many heavy trunks of trees everywhere. And within just one actually push, that elephant could have destroyed the entire tree or the pole. But with that thin rope, the baby elephant, now grown up, full-size adult elephant, would not go anywhere. So the owner said, because since her birth, I used to tie her with the same rope, with the same pole, and she actually tried to get away, but she could not because she was very young. But as she grew up, her mind, her brain says the same thing, that you cannot go away because you are tied up with the rope. So we all are tied up with so many rituals and so many principles and dogmas and beliefs and manners. And as we grow up, we still think that we should follow all those things. And because of that, duality remains.
Very beautifully said, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, Ramesh, if you want to take it over.
I see Ranjani ji and Mamata ji would like to share. Yeah, please go ahead, Ranjani ji.
Yeah, thank you, Ram. Sir, I had a question about one particular technical question. With meditation, is it possible to make a person who has mouth breathing switch to nose breathing? Is that possible with your research? Thank you.
Mouth breathing or nose breathing is simple a habit, and we need to put our effort consciously to start breathing from our nose. With the help of meditation, it may calm down some nerves, but it is not actually research that because of stress or because of anxiety, people would actually start breathing from mouth. It's a simple habit, and those habits are developed during the childhood. And mouth breathing habit, I would not say is very widespread, but it can be changed to nose breathing with conscious effort.
The reason I asked that particular question is, since you mentioned inflammation, if the nose has, the insides has severe inflammation, if that is the reason that you're not getting enough air through the nose, is that the reason why it is switched to mouth, and can you correct it with inflammation going down, is the kind of question.
If you have inflammation, that it can go down. But sometimes
Okay.
we have blocked nose, or sometimes we have some kind of biological
Defects?
malformation, and sometimes just a habit. So
Okay.
inflammation can go down. We will actually learn about those things next week, about how meditation can change the way these transcription factors behave and affect the entire body.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. It was very informative, the session. Thank you so much.
Yes, we had Mamata ji. You want to go ahead, Mamata ji?
Yes. Namaste, Vijay sir. And Namaste, masters. The session, it will be so truthful. It will be not acceptable from me. The spirituality, what you explain will be, it will be so truthful. So I get somewhat fear to accept it. Means the truth is so deep, so deep. As we go on practicing and as we go on accepting the truth, the every what duality will explain, that ignorance will leave from us. So we have to, what I experience is, we have to accept the real truth of spirituality. That is very toughest I'm experiencing. And every session, if I miss in the Zoom, I will go by YouTube and I will recollect your sessions. So, so many times I get fear to hear your sessions.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So, no, that spirituality is so truthful, but I feel so comfort and happy to accept it, because it will be a, what they will tell, it will be to become a statue. There will be so many of the break, because I'm sorry, I don't know English. I don't know English to speak. There will be so many, what they will tell, to make an idol. There will be so many breaks like that. That is the experience what I'll get from your spirituality wisdom. So it is very beautiful. Today I get to know that ed bhavam tad bhavati. Yes, it's really so toughest to adopt this. Ed bhavam tad bhavati is the real truth, but we get so much time because what you to explain the small elephant story. That's what we are doing. So today I want to know, I am aware, I am getting somewhat aware about the tie of my leg, as you explained the elephant story. The same thing has happened to me. So I got wisdom that I have to go out from that. Yes, that's the spirituality. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Vindhya-ji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Ramji, and thank you, Vijay. Like everybody's explained, your sessions are really informative. Imagine learning again about genes and understanding and all this, the RNA, DNA. Uh, very, very, and then you give simplistic explanation too. So uh, the key thing that came out and we've been hearing is inflammation, which is bad, and stress causes a lot of these things. And meditation definitely helps remove these factors. So thank you. And your stress on meditation, how you always put that slide and explain the benefits, not just scientifically, but otherwise too. I appreciate that very much. And beautifully, it's this topic. First, when I heard yesterday Ram Garu say, like, kill your creation, I was thinking, what would be you talk about it? What are you talking? And yes, I love the way you brought the examples of how we do Ganesh Chaturthi and how Durga Puja and how we immerse those idols. We all do this, but we do it so mechanically, not thinking the whole process behind it. Now it shows, we have created, because we're actually creating it and destroying, and that attachment that we have built with creation, it helps us to lose that attachment. So there's a great lesson there. And yeah, it can apply to everything, whatever we create, whether it is our smallest thing to biggest thing, including this creation, this whole thing. So thank you. I echo with all other listeners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vindhya.
Yes, Abir, please go ahead. Abir? Maybe Usha, kindly go ahead. Yeah, we have Abir there. Yes, Abir.
Actually, inspired by the story of the baby elephant, I just want to ask, meditation can help in the cases of stress. It can help also in the cases of fear and phobias and this kind of anxiety. It can help the meditation also in these cases.
Yes. You're asking that does meditation help in other cases like phobias and any kind of fear, anxiety, stress? Yes, it does help. What happens that when we meditate, it's a very simple process. It's not very big science. Our breathing slows down as we meditate or we concentrate on any singular point. Our breathing goes and slows down. So when our breathing slows down, it affects so many biological functions in our body. And one of those would be, it will reduce our anxiety, phobia, and stress as well.
But sir, with a conscious effort that I want to get rid of stress, or it happened, with a conscious effort that I want to get rid of the fear and phobia, or I should it just happen automatically with the breathing?
Right. When we say that someone has to put some conscious effort to remove stress or to actually get rid of anxiety or any fear or anything actually, then that's the actually basic mistake. When we put the conscious effort, for example, I will just simply explain within a few minutes about one thing. In Jain system, Jain means those who believe in Swami Mahavir. So in Jain system, they have this tradition of Pratikrama. Pratikrama means to go back. You have to go back. Prati is anti, kram is to walk. So you just return, go back. And most of people who believe in Jainism, in the night, they actually would sit in a quiet place and they will go over the day that what they have done and was anybody offended by their actions and how did they feel. So this is called Pratikrama. So you have to go over the entire day that what you have done. Now this was prescribed by Swami Mahavir in Jain Agams. Now, normally what people do when they sit for this kind of retreat, the same word retreat, but what they start from the morning, the 6 o'clock, they actually woke up and did this and that. And from 6 o'clock onwards, or from the moment they were awake onwards to night, what they have done. So what they are doing, they repeated the day. And end of the day, they would be as tired mentally as well as physically because they have repeated the day. And they needed to unwind. They needed to go back from the night, 9 o'clock, then 8 p.m., then 7 p.m., 6 p.m., and then in the morning. So when you wake up, you will be fresh. So this is called Pratikraman, but most of them are doing their Pratikraman wrongly. They must not start from the day in the beginning. They must retreat. You should go back. You should step back. Likewise, when we actually sit for meditation or for anything, and consciously we are thinking that I need to get rid of this fear or phobia or this kind of stress or this anxiety, we are reliving, we are repeating that anxiety, stress, phobia in our mind. And that is why in meditation, there is no thought. Just be there in the meditation. And there are different techniques. Some people would observe breaths. Some people would just actually go out and stare in the sky or in the wild, the forest, they would sit on the ocean beach and would actually look at the waves. Some people would just concentrate their mind or their thought in the center of their forehead. The different techniques. It depends whatever you actually prefer and whatever suits you. But by doing that, one thing happens in all kind of techniques that our breathing goes down, slows down. And because of that, it affects our vagus nerve tone. It affects our parasympathetic and sympathetic system, which means that either we fight or we run away or we just rest and digest. So meditation will slow down your breathing, and by slowing down our breathing, all these positive factors happen in our body. So rather than thinking about any stress or anxiety or phobia or fear, we just need to concentrate on our breathing, and that will help eventually. 10 minutes per day, it changes gray matter within 8 weeks, scientifically proven. And if we sit for more time, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it definitely helps. It will calm us down and everything will go away. And last thing, Ashtavakra, who was a rishi about 5,000 years back, and he said that all the happenings in our life are obliged to our destiny. Whatever happens, those things are going to happen. So we need to live in the present. Just observe our breathing, and that will actually calm us down. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a great explanation. Thank you for your time and for your effort.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Ram. Namaste, Vijayji. Thank you for the wonderful wisdom sharing. I have basically a basic question. Maybe very lame or basic doubt. Why do we celebrate 9 days or 11 days of Ganpati and 9 days of Durga, and rest of the gods? Why don't we just celebrate Mahashivratri as one day, and rest of the festivals for one day or so? What would be the basic significance? And you also referred that Lokmanya Tilak, he started, or maybe if I understood, that this entire process did start only after Lokmanya Tilak started it, or probably I did not get that point. Can you please elaborate? Thank you.
For the Lord Ganesh festival is in Maharashtra, Lokmanya Tilak in his 1910s and 1920s. He actually wanted to gather this space for the India's freedom, and he used to actually gather all the people around in the name of this Ganesh festival, and was actually pass the message to the people about India's freedom fight. So before that, this 10 days festival was not celebrated as such from the Bhadrapad, the 4th day of the Bhadrapad month up to the Anant Chaturdashi, the 14th day of Bhadrapad, the month, the bright side. He actually gave the momentum, and initially this was celebrated here and there without any kind of much attendance. But he started that, and eventually it took actually some pace. Now, if you are wondering that this was like Marathi festival in Mumbai or Maharashtra, but then as the social media actually sprung up, television news channels just came up in last 30 years, the Ganesh festival is being celebrated nearly all the northern India. Even Gujarat, you would see these idols of Ganesh during those 10 days everywhere, nearly in every street actually, just like Maharashtra. So eventually this festival is getting bigger. There is no reason behind that why it should be celebrated for 10 days. Anant Chaturdashi was decided as the Visarjan or the immersing of the idol, and I do not know about any particular reason behind that. For the goddess Durga, for 9 days celebrations, there are two reasons. First of all, in India, we believe in 6 seasons. Like we have here rainy, monsoon, summer, and winter. But in India, we believe in 6 seasons. Like winter is starting from Shishir, and then comes spring. And after spring, there would be Grishma and Vasant. Vasant is spring, yes. And then Sharad. Now Sharad, after monsoon, there is Sharad. Sharad starts from the first day of the last month of Indian calendar. And during that time, what Ayurveda says that the inflammation from mucus because of the monsoon season and the future season, which will be winter. So people should be living healthy, and they should be exercising more. And for that reason, in the last month of Indian calendar, from sometimes, maybe from thousands of years actually, they have started doing this kind of gathering where people would have exercise. Now, if you're wondering what would be these exercises, if you go into Bhagavat, we say the ras of gopis and Krishna, same on the 15th day of the last month of the Indian calendar. If you visit Gujarat and other northern Indian parts, they are playing garbas during those 9 days. They are simply doing the physical exercise, which was actually to keep them fit, remove any illnesses from the monsoon season, and prepare them for the winter. This was the Ayurvedic idea behind this 9 days festival. Also, it is attached with the goddess Durga's victory over a demon called Mahishasur. He was killed on the 10th day. So during those 9 days, there was a battle between goddess Durga and the demons. And also, for that reason also, people celebrate the victory. Again, the third one is from Ram, when Ram actually killed Ravan and he returned to Ayodhya. So when he killed Ravan, this was the 10th day of the last month of Indian calendar. So with Ayurvedic health tips and with religious aspect, in Indian culture, this is the main point. Everything is associated with religion or the religious beliefs, because as Krishna says in Gita, every human being is full of faith. Every human being is full of faith. We would like to have faith in something, in someone. That's our mind. That's our human mind. And to give that message, Indian traditions have always associated every physical or mental well-being with religion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vijayji.
Thanks a lot, Vijayji. Your wisdom sharing and the energy with which you share is so inviting to everyone to participate, to share, to ask, and to learn more. So very grateful to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And if you allow, Vijayji, we shall end the session.
Sure, yeah. Sure.
Okay. Thank you again. And thanks, friends, for joining and actively sharing and asking. It was so very beautiful. So thanks again. And we meet back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Germany time for a morning meditation. Till then, I wish you all a wonderful time. Namaste.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.